It's 23 minutes past 8. You're listening to BBC Radio Wales Breakfast with Dot and James. Thank you for your company. There's been a major surprise in France's parliamentary elections then, with projections indicating Marine Le Pen's far-right national rally has been beaten into third place because of a tactical pact between the left and the centre. In the first round a week ago, if you remember, the rally won the most votes, but now a left-wing coalition, the New Popular Front, appears to be on course to take the most seats after this second round of voting. President Macron's centrist alliance is projected to come second. Ms Le Pen said the results were bad for France.
The quagmire that I warned about has of course come true. France will be totally blocked, with three groups that have more or less the same influence in the National Assembly. Well, we're going towards that, it's sad.
OK, let's get more on this now then. From Paris, we can speak to Nabila Ramdani, who's a French-Algerian journalist and author of Fixing France, How to Repair a Broken Republic. Good morning, bonjour.
Good morning, bonjour, Dot.
So, a deadlock, is that how we describe what's happened now?
Yes, absolutely. We effectively call it a hung parliament because there is no clear majority for anybody. But that also means that there's no danger of what is called a cohabitation, which is a peculiarity of the Fifth Republic Constitution, which obliges a lame duck head of state to work with a party he might well despise. So I think Mr. Macron will be relieved that he doesn't have to work with an opposition government, but he still has masses of problems ahead. And my guess, I think that Mr. Macron will ultimately remain the power broker in France, and he's more likely now to appoint whom he likes, really, to form a new government, and one made up of Macron-approved technocrats, including civil servants from outside Parliament.
How is that decision by Macron to call the election, the snap election, how is that decision viewed now? Because it faced a lot of criticism. Is it a gamble that's paid off?
I think one can certainly say that. I think he ultimately managed to keep the far right well out of power, not least of all through tactical horse trading with an alliance of left-wing parties, a coalition made up of socialists, Greens, and communists, and indeed the France Unbound, and multiple groupings of left-wing parties. And the explicit aim of that trading between the two rounds was to lock the far right out of power, and that has been achieved. So this is, of course, this is clearly a huge upset for the National Rally and some 30 million people who voted for them, but clearly a relief to millions of others who joined the so-called Republican Front in locking them out of power.
How would you describe the feeling in France now then, after these two rounds, and where do they go from here? Give us a sense of that division and what happens next.
Well, I can tell you that I was on a packed Place de la République in Paris last night when the results dropped, and there was, immense relief that the National Rally was firmly kept out of power, and immense joy that the left-wing New Popular Front came on top. Now, nobody has secured a majority. It didn't stop Jean-Luc Mélenchon, one of the leaders of the New Popular Front, calling on Mr. Macron to appoint a new prime minister from the alliance of left-wing parties. Mr. Mélenchon made an address and he said that the president has a duty to call on the New Popular Front to govern. It is ready for it. I doubt this is going to happen. But what I can tell you is that a hung parliament means months, if not years, of paralysis and non-government and indeed social problems in a country only too used to violent dissents. And if anything, the snap election has highlighted the divisions in France, a country of disunity. And this will carry on for a long period of time.
Your analysis, so appreciated this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. That was Nabila Ramdani there, live from Paris this morning after that second round, those elections, shock result in those France parliamentary elections yesterday.